been playing, both for us against Italy and playing for his club. And the follow week, 2 or 3 weeks ago, when he's came off the bench and played well in the last 2 games. Also, we understand it's a week-to-week game, so players like Johnny and Josh, who've been playing well, who've put a lot of effort into this championship, we feel it's better them coming off the bench this week.
I'd imagine Hamish Watson's selection comes in the category of no-brainer, was it, considering what he did off the bench last Saturday?
Yeah, and especially after Jamie being injured. I think it might have been a selection we'd have looked at anyway, because Jamie's played a lot of rugby and taken a lot of hits. Unfortunately, he's not available, but Hamish is a great man to replace him. I thought his impact was outstanding. Like the pace and power he brought in the last 20 minutes was great.
Is there any sense of nerves or dread, even just with the number of injuries you've got going down to Twickenham? You remember what happened a couple of years ago, was it you backed the team to go down there and get a result this week? Absolutely, and we have players that have came back for us during the championship that are getting closer to full match fitness. Players like VP Nell, who played last week, Magnus Bradbury, Sam Skinner, who played for his club last week, Hamish, as we mentioned, and we have players coming back into the back three like Sean Maitland. But on the other side, the players that have came into the team because of injury, they've grabbed their opportunities, and we see that happening again this week. People like Darcy Graham, who's been outstanding off the bench and then starting against Wales, and Byron McGuigan, who played well at the weekend. How much of a difference do you think last week's experience will make to Darcy? It was, I suppose, one thing playing against Wales at home, but going to England and facing them in their own home setting. What do you think the experience last week and how he coped with all that over this weekend? Well, he should take confidence in how he played. He was up against one of the best wingers that has played the game in the Northern Hemisphere, someone that was a little bit taller than him, and he played very well. Playing away from home in a different environment is a test to any player, any young player. But Darcy's came off the bench in Cardiff in November and also at Stade de France a couple of weeks ago and really took the game to the opposition. And that's what we expect and what we look for him this weekend. It's been a difficult campaign, but do you get a sense from the guys that they've got one last sort of hurrah to sort of end this on a high? Yeah, they're very motivated. They're full of energy as well. We've trained twice now, and the sessions have been a real high quality, a real high energy. As I said, we improved between France and Wales. There was a lot of positive aspects of the play in Wales against a quality team. So we know we have to improve again to win down at Twickenham, but that's always the focus, how we get better to the next game.
Gregor, you've been having a lot of attacking minutes. All the stats, a lot of stats are in Scotland's favour, but you seem to have lost the ability to penetrate. What's going on with Scotland's attack now in the opposition 22?
Yeah, I would say finish rather than penetrate, because to get into those areas you have to penetrate, and we did that. I think we had 63 line breaks at the weekend. It has been an area though in the opposition 22 that we haven't delivered. We didn't deliver against Ireland when we had a couple of opportunities in the first half. We didn't deliver at times against Wales in that area, and partly that's due to how good the defences you're up against and how you have to work them more than 20 phases to get the breakthrough. Partly a little bit off maybe referee decisions in that area, but what we're focusing on is how we can do things better, and it hasn't been good enough. And ultimately that's on me, that's on us as coaches to make sure that all the good work that goes in leading up to 5-10 metres for the try line ends up with points on the board.
Gregor, how do you see England faring up this time? Do you expect it to be a different clash from last year?
Yes, yeah, I think they're playing better rugby than they were in our game last year, and then subsequently they're 2 or 3 games after they played us. They've got a lot of the players available. They're big players who fit their game plan, which is a lot based around power. They have an excellent kicking game through their half-backs especially, and they seem to be able to get their runners involved, pretty direct, but really to to make sure you narrow up in defence.
And if you ever needed any motivation, you're defending a Calcutta Cup.
Yes, we are, and we took a lot of work to win that back. It took 10 years, so we want to make sure we hold on to it for a bit longer.
The players that played in the game 2 years ago, Gregor, the ones who had that experience, which was really hard for them, what can they say to those who are maybe going to Twickenham for the first time?
Well, that's something I know they've discussed as a playing group, that those that were there 2 years ago, they certainly don't want that to happen again, and that was a tough day for everyone who was a Scotland rugby supporter, and for the players that had to go through that. And first of all, we're going to be much tougher to beat, but we've got to take our game to the opposition as well.
Do you think the mentality of those players who played that, do you think that in a weird way that they're stronger for it now?
Yeah, I think any of the experiences you have, whether they're positive or negative, you've got to turn them into a way of being better, of being stronger, of using that experience to improve. And obviously since that day, the team followed up with a win the following week against Italy. They went on the summer to beat Australia in Sydney for the first time, so it had an immediate effect of producing wins after it.
Yeah, just get your thoughts on the World Rugby League proposals that have been, there's been a lot of talk in the last couple of weeks, and the biggest issue, I guess, around the player welfare and the promotion and relegation. What are your thoughts on where this is all heading?
Well, I was asked 2 or 3 weeks ago about this when it was speculated what might happen, so my answer is going to be the same. I know there's discussion going on today, and we don't know what will happen until...
Actually in the last half an hour and confirmed that there will be a promotion relegation system, and that they're scrapping this semi-final stage as well, which I guess...
sorry, that's a proposal though, that's not what's happening.
Sure.
So things still have to be decided, and they'll be decided by people that are not coaches and people like me. So the one positive is it sounds like there's a lot of excitement about the future of our game. Competing organisations and businesses that are looking to invest in the international game, which should have a knock-on effect of keeping our game healthy and moving forward.
Gregor, just one more for me. Outside of your own bubble, nobody's expecting Scotland to win.
No one in here?
Or come close. Well, we take a strong poll. Everyone is predicting, bookmakers and everyone are predicting a heavy defeat for Scotland. What is that something you pay attention to? Is it something you draw strength from? What do you do with that? The fact that no one thinks you're going to win it.
Well, we can't really worry about that. If no one does think we're not going to win, then that's fine. We believe we can win, and that's what we're working to do this week. Scotland teams tend to be underdogs on a number of occasions, and it usually brings the best out in them.
Okay, we'll just move to the 10 p.m. tomorrow morning.